So I'm here changing the hydraulic filter on this JCB 3 Mark II. It probably hasn't been changed in over 40 years. So first thing I did was loosen 2 bolts to loosen this. And then there's a large nut, I think it's about 38 mil. I needed a bar to break it off, it was on pretty tight. I think they say there's about a gallon of oil should run out. So I'm just letting it dribble out just in case there's a little bit more than a gallon. And I'll come back later and break the cap off. Well, back again. It's pretty much stopped dripping out now, only a tiny drop left. And it's more than a gallon, it's pretty much one full drum, about 20 litres, so a lot more than just a gallon. Here's the bolt that came out of it. It's as long as from my elbow to my tips of my fingers. Okay, I've removed the canister, and as you can see, the old filter is absolutely full of crap. I should have removed this U-bolt, would have taken it off slightly easier. Here it is here. There was this large spring at the bottom of it. Seems in good condition. And here's the new filter. There's the part number. Take it out. It appears to be, it's a sort of traditional filter on the inside. A very fine mesh on those, and then a larger mesh on the outside. Whereas the old one, it doesn't look to have any sort of metal on it, but sure, we'll have a look. Yeah, it always pays to take a look before you throw stuff out. I put my fingers up under the bottom of the old filter, and first I found this washer, heavy steel washer, then this damaged O-ring, and finally this large sort of cup, I suppose you'd say, that slots on onto the bottom of the filter. So when you're putting it all back together, it goes bolt, steel washer, rubber ring, that threads up inside the large canister, then the spring, then heavy steel washer, then rubber ring, then this, whatever you want to call it, then the bottom of the filter. And the old filter, it has the same part number as the new one, 581-01801. And just to say, the one annoying thing about the filter, I bought it brand new, I bought it from JCB, genuine JCB. The manual says you'll need to replace an O-ring, well, I guess one of these, one of the small ones, and a large rubber seal up at the top. I'm guessing for the top of the canister. There were no seals with the new filter, just the filter itself, so it cost me about €60. That was kind of annoying not to get any. So just to finish up, I put in the new filter, tighten up the bolt, everything seems fine. The one thing, the rubber ring at the very bottom that I put on first, when I tightened that up, it basically chewed itself up, and I think most of it's gone, but there might be still some of it in there sealing. There isn't actually an O-ring there in the manual, so I'm guessing the previous owner, maybe there was a drip coming out of it and they put it in to try and stop the drip, so I've done the same. There was a large sealing ring at the very top for the canister. It was still there, it was still in good condition, so I reused it. I've started up the engine, worked the hydraulics, and it's not leaking, so that's all good. I had to put in about 45 litres of brand new oil, so that was a bit painful. I was planning on using the 20 liters that came out of it, but it was pretty milky and there was some rubbish in it, so I decided not to. One of the problems originally was this is the original sight tube, and of course it's clouded over, can't see through it. So over the years, we were below the odd hose and we were filling it back up, but clearly not enough. So when I replaced the sight tube a few weeks ago, there was no oil at all on it. It had run so low, so that was part of our problem. But I've started it up, tested it out. It's working an awful lot better, and it's also filling up a lot quicker. When you fill up with hydraulic oil at the little cap, normally it'd take ages to fill it up, but you'd fill up a 2 liter jug of oil in about 30 seconds, maybe less, whereas usually that might take half an hour to fill up. So it's worked out pretty well.